You are listening to the Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This week on the Beaverton, more Canadians are signing up to serve in the military on account of, quote, it's literally the only industry hiring at the moment. A new poll suggests Canadians support sending troops to defend Poland if Russia invades. Wish I knew about that before I signed up, say all those new troops from the last story. And the $3.5 billion Finch West LRT opened this past week in Toronto. The first streetcar left Finch West Station at 9 a.m. Monday and arrived at its last stop about 5 minutes ago. That's right, it's time to make fun of the news once again on the Beaverton Weekly Report. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad you are tuning in. I'm your host, Luke Gordon-Field. Before I introduce our panel, a quick announcement. Edmonton and surrounding area, we are doing a live show at the Winterruption Festival on Saturday, January 24th. It is going to be our first live podcast reporting since we brought the podcast back. It is also going to feature a special Beaverton news bulletin that's going to kick things off, followed by the podcast featuring myself, Ian McIntyre, Clare, Blackwood, plus a surprise special guest. You can get tickets at winterruptionyeg.com. Hope to see you there. And now, joining me this week are three of our regular panelists, all of whom have launched a campaign to recall me as host of the show. Megan MacKay, Clare Blackwood, and Nile Seguin. Welcome, all three of you.
Bet you wish you hadn't introduced that legislation.
When we were drafting the Constitution of the Beaverton podcast, I should have made it much more difficult
it was
to
only
recall
for me.
the host. Yeah, I just thought I'd be able to recall, I don't know, the producer, Andrew. He's out of here. Welcome to the show. I'm excited to dive in. I want to start with some quasi-breaking news as we record this. There is shenanigans afoot in Ottawa. The Conservatives have been trying to force a motion up and down vote on the MOU pipeline agreement. They put forward a non-binding resolution calling for one or more pipelines enabling the export of at least 1 million barrels a day of low-emission Alberta bitumen from a strategic deep-water port on the British Columbia coast to Asian markets, and for the adjustment of the oil tanker moratorium act. The original motion completely ignored the quid pro quo part of the deal, which was, we'll give you this in exchange for all the carbon tax stuff, and you have to consult with Indigenous people and consult with BC, and just was like, you have to do the pipeline now. And so the Liberals were like, well, obviously we're going to vote no on this. And so then just today, Poilievre announced, okay, well, we'll amend the stuff to include we'll amend the motion to include all those things. And then they put out their amendment motion, and it still didn't say anything about the carbon tax, because I think Conservatives are just illegal to saying the words carbon tax. Like, I think it's like garlic to vampires. Like, they just cannot get those words out.
It's in their constitution.
They glitter in the sun if they say it.
Yes. So then the Liberals were still like, nope, we're still voting no. And then the Conservatives got real mad. So I last checked, I don't know if the vote had happened as we started recording, but the last check was the amendment and motion were about to fail, and presumably have failed by now. So obviously the goal of this was for the Conservatives to make the Liberals look bad, I guess, in the sense that they're not sticking by their word, if they voted no, then we're going to be sticking by the pipeline, and it would be like, I guess, an argument that the Liberals aren't really pursuing this pipeline and it's all BS and blah, blah, blah. And if they voted yes, then presumably there'd be some kind of backlash on the left to people for them, pursuing a pipeline and not consulting with Indigenous groups and not raising the carbon tax, et cetera, et cetera. So it was clear politicking, but do you think people saw through the Conservative strategy here? Do you think it worked? How did you feel it went over?
I mean, I think you have to kind of know what things like non-binding resolutions are, because I think it sounds impressive and very, strict and stern on paper, but it's just like way more than, a memorandum of understanding. But it's essentially the same thing. Like, it's non-binding. It's not legal. You're basically just asking for another pinky promise to make yourself look good, Pierre. Like, it's, the whole thing is just such a waste of time, and like the fact that he added in the Indigenous stuff as an afterthought is just insulting.
Yeah, it's very much speaks to how Canada treats Indigenous relations as a whole, but especially from the Conservative side of things, where it's like, oh, and also occasionally send the Indigenous groups an email. Okay, move on. Like, that was the extent of it. And yeah, I love your description of, like, it's a pinky promise to uphold a pinky promise, this resolution, which is, it's an accurate description of it for sure.
And I don't quite understand what they're like, because basically what I understood was Carney basically said, go forth, Danielle, have fun with your pipeline, and it's privately created, and you have to do this and this and this. And she was like, dope. Whether or not she plans to do that, we don't know.
A direct transcript, by the way.
It is, yeah. It's the one time she's ever said anything cool. But so this whole thing about the Liberals having to say yes or no, is there any point to that?
Like, is there any impact of them saying yes or no?
Yeah.
But none whatsoever.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, like if they
Thanks,
say no,
Pierre.
it doesn't mean the pipeline can't go ahead. And if they say yes, it doesn't mean the pipeline will definitely go ahead.
Yeah.
It's purely just the
Theater.
conservative, theater for sure. It's the conservatives trying to triangulate and make the liberals look bad in the eyes of the voting public, or really the 2% of people who are aware this is happening.
I'm so glad Claire brought this up because I was like, what is this? Because non-binding kept coming up. I'm like, is this this? So this isn't a thing. This feels like I kind of want to be like, what are you guys doing all day? What are you doing? Because we're paying you. What are you?
Yeah.
And I also think I don't know if conservatives understand social capital. Right, like it gets to the point where not all publicity is good publicity. Like your brand right now is annoying, so you got to come back with something. And this is just like this reminded me of like. You know when you're on YouTube and you keep getting the same damn ad over and over again? Like, I don't know what Grammarly is, but I will burn it to the ground. I promise you that. And
Oh my God, those Verbo ads was ready to hunt down the CEO and kill him.
yeah, and so I feel...
You get the whole house, though. You don't just get the sliver of the house.
Oh my God, shut up.
Wait, do you guys get the Trivago ones where everyone has crazy veneers? Because those are fun.
I like you say everyone. That's a very famous person. That's
Is that guy
Jurgen Klopp,
famous?
the Liverpool head coach.
Really?
Or former Liverpool head
His
coach.
veneers are nuts.
Yes, he joined. So he's a very famous football manager. He's actually just retired. Okay. He joined Liverpool, and he was already very successful in Germany. And he joined Liverpool, and then like a year in, and he had normal ass teeth. And then a year in, he just showed up with those goddamn choppers.
They're huge.
And everyone's like, "What's happening?"
I love this information because I saw him. I had no idea who he was. And so I just thought, because Trivago also used to have this guy, like their whole thing, there was a guy that was like, their like spokesperson looked like, you're like, is he unhoused? Like what? Like there was, do you guys remember that one? This was like about 10, 15 years ago. There was a guy where you're like, is he okay? And so I was like, oh, so their whole thing is just to get weird looking dudes. I didn't know this guy was famous. I literally thought they were like, all right, we can't go homeless again. What do we got? Veneers. Nailed it.
Their casting call says, not models, not
Are you
actors.
weird?
Like that, he can't even move his mouth. They're so big. He's like, yeah, sure. Like it's whatever. He's good at soccer.
Yeah.
Got it. He's
Nailed
good
it.
at football.
Coaching man.
Football.
Football.
Yeah.
It is weird that it's, anyways.
Anyway.
Where were we?
You get them done, and then you look in the mirror and you're like, perfect. Really?
This is how my teeth should have looked the whole time.
Crazy. You might want to get some glasses.
Yeah. I mean, if ever like there's a situation where it's like the air traffic controllers are on strike, you just send out the veneers people. It's like, oh, we'll see that from fucking space, no problem.
Yeah. The most chilling landing. What are those? I mean, I can see them. What are those?
You were saying the conservatives are like that?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's it. It's just this
They're
thing
like
now
veneers.
of like, they're just like, yeah, it's the veneers. It's the Grammarly vibe where I'm just like, oh my God, shut up. Give me a second to like miss you.
Yeah.
Like go off.
No,
Go
yes.
off and do something.
Yes.
And then get me to the point where I'm like, hey, what's Pierre doing? Just,
I think that's common. Like, I think anyone who's like kind of passing interest in politics but isn't like desperately horny for the conservatives, it probably feels the same way. Like, okay, that's enough from you for a little while. And especially like, look, I'm an idiot sometimes, okay? I'll cop to that for sure. I still don't really understand how this is different from the MOU. Like, it's the same thing in a different font. Like, I don't get the point of doing it. Like, is it so that they can say, we also did this thing the liberals did, and you liked that, and now you like this? I don't think the average person is going to be like, yes, that was I'm glad you did that thing that isn't a thing that I understand.
Yeah, it's like when you fill out a job application online and there's a whole ass section where you have to describe where you want the job, and then they ask for a cover letter, and it's like, this is the same goddamn thing.
Correct.
One is a Word document and one's an online form, but it's the same goddamn thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's to me, I think, and I will acknowledge that the Conservatives are in a pickle, because when it was Trudeau, it was very easy to just hammer, and we've said that before, because not only was Trudeau unpopular, but also he was pursuing a fairly, by Canadian standards, left-wing agenda or center-left or whatever. Now you have this guy here who's basically doing the shit you would be doing. Yeah, you would be doing it slightly differently and stuff, but he canceled the carbon tax. He's done all this, he canceled the capital gains tax hike. He's done all these things that a conservative government would also be doing, including now this pipeline. And they still feel like, because they're Poilievre especially are attack dogs, well, we still have to attack because that's what we do. But they're doing things that we support. So how do we attack them? Oh, they're not doing them well enough and or fast enough and or hard enough. So we attack on that front. And there's legitimate criticism there if it's true, but this just happened. Yeah. There's no basis for attack. It's just Poilievre being like, they don't mean it. And everyone's like, why do you say that? And he's like, they don't. And there's no evidence backing up his claim that the Liberals aren't going to follow through on this. If anything, based on the polling numbers, I see no reason why the Liberals wouldn't follow through on this, because it seems to be hugely popular across the country.
It kind of feels like the Conservatives have ADHD. Because I'll do this where I'll just follow up immediately, and it's like, dude, it's only been a day, and I'm like, it's only been a day? Calm down, go run silent, run deep for 6 months, and just the way people work, we will get annoyed at Carney about something.
Yes.
And that's your window. God, how is this your first? Okay.
Let him cook, for sure. You know what he should do? Pierre should go out and try and pull Katy Perry. Give that a crack. Let's see how that goes for you. Love to watch that.
Does she have a sister?
It's Katy Perry's less famous sister.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd be like, okay, all right, Petey.
All right.
I'm in now.
Because now he has to be at all of the family events with Justin.
And it's kind of low-key unhinged.
Yeah.
If he's just doing it for that, I'm like, yeah, okay.
We're right in the worst sitcom right now.
No, it's a horror
weirdly-
movie. He's like the It Follows for Justin Trudeau.
Whatever genre it is, I'm like, I weirdly respect it. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's insane. Good, it's different.
Yeah. I do feel like if you are a supporter of the Conservatives, and it doesn't matter, it doesn't really matter the lengths to which you were a supporter and a supporter of the pipeline. I can see watching Pierre stand up and say, you guys aren't going to do it. You have to say yes or no. And again, if you don't understand the non-binding resolution, you're like, yeah, stick it to him. Make it sure that it's going to happen. It's so clear what he's doing. And I can see people going for it. Because I don't think the average person knows what a non-binding resolution is.
Yeah, but the people who are going to go for it are the people he's already got. It's the people who want to see him attack, and stand up to the Liberals at every time and fight every fight and win every battle and go viral for owning the libs and stuff.
Yeah.
And those are people who are going to vote for you all day, every day.
He's got to stay relevant. He's got to stay perpetually relevant.
It's also you got to dumb it down. And I say this for me. I'm not saying you got to dumb it down for the rabble. I'm like, okay, what is a non-binding? We're all sort of squinting at it. What is this? I don't understand how that helps your brand. You're going all super obscure. Now you're making me work. Now I'm twice as annoyed at you. I was annoyed before. Now I gotta Google stuff, Petey.
I think there's also something else going on with Pierre where he's yes, he's running a party. He wants to win an election. But I think he also likes being famous a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think he likes being popular, and I think he likes people liking him. So that red meat for the base, that note always plays, and he always gets cheers. He always gets people who are like, yeah, that's my guy, the little weird apple boy. He's my man. So he might be aura farming or something. I don't know. I don't know what else he could be doing. It's not going to win anyone over.
His aura is like a black ooze.
He definitely does need to tend to that garden. He needs to tend to that crop.
Yeah, there was I forget if it was this past weekend or a week and a half ago, where he did the parliamentary press gallery. And a bunch of conservatives who are, again, dying the wool, like Michelle Ramble Garner, were tweeting about, oh my God, he just owned everything, and this is going to totally change how people see him, and he's so funny. And then it's just him up there doing his usual smug shtick, but with a half a punchline in there. But it's still just so classic bad jokes about the CBC are all lefties, and, he made a joke about, queers for Palestine, and, just punch down, and, all these things where it's how you think that is going to reframe how people see Pierre Poilievre because he got some laughs from a drunken press gallery while doing it is I don't think how they think Pierre comes across and how he does to anyone who isn't a Conservative Party member. They just are two different universes, and the Conservatives are still not recognizing that even after they lost the last election.
Especially since he had to follow Chris Wilson playing him, and frankly, I wouldn't want to. Chris is a friend. I wouldn't want to follow that man at all, ever. He's too funny. He does Pierre better than Pierre does, and I cannot fathom the idea of getting up and trying to make jokes after that. And he didn't. They were terrible jokes. They were barely jokes.
Yeah, and there's somebody who said for showing you can have a laugh at yourself and blah,
Absolutely.
blah, blah. And that attempt I appreciate, but it's the difference between, like, this person does a fun impression of me and we can have some fun of that. And, like, when Bush had Colbert do the White House Correspondents' Dinner and Colbert came in with, we're not on the same team and I'm bringing a blowtorch to you and trying to burn this building down. And you have to know what you're getting into when you're like, I'm going to have fun with this comedian who makes fun of me. It's like, is that guy going to destroy you or is he going to be, you know, on your side, buddy, the way, like, you know, Mark Critch, for example, sometimes was with Trudeau and stuff. And yeah, that was not a case where Chris Wilson was like, yeah, at the end of the day, we're all friends. And he's like, no, I'm going to destroy Pierre. And he did a very good job of it. And he does a very good job of it on the show every week.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I don't think there's anything wrong with what Mark Critch does. By the way, I'm not taking shots. I just mean it's a different vibe when the comedian is clearly like, yes, I'm making jokes, but also I clearly hate you and I want you to know that. Versus like at the end of the day, there's something to make fun of you, but you know I don't necessarily have that big of a problem with you. They're two very different energies, and Pierre did not recognize that. Well, let's talk about the Liberals because, you know, we always get accused of only making fun of the Conservatives. Let's talk about a Liberal fuck-up. Well, one part of it isn't necessarily a fuck-up, but let's talk about the bill first and then the fuck-up. The anti-hate crimes legislation is apparently in limbo. It is Bill C-9. It is meant to strengthen hate crime laws. I think I said anti-hate crimes, excuse me, or hate crime laws. Anti-hate crimes themselves. The law is pro-hate crime laws.
Whoops, almost said pro hate crime there. Whoops. Whoopsie.
Yes. Classic me getting tripped on language. But anyways, it proposes new criminal code offenses, including ones that would make it a crime to intentionally promote hatred against identifiable groups in public using certain hate or terrorism-related symbols. That is a vague little bit of letters or terminology there. It would also make hate-motivated crimes a specific offense and crack down on willfully intimidating and obstructing people outside places of worship, which gets to, as we've talked about, the protests outside synagogues. Before we get into the political side of it and what's happened in the last few days, like, what are our thoughts on the bill itself? Like, is this a bill that we think is necessary? Is this, just kind of like symbolically addressing a real problem? How do you guys feel about the bill?
I mean, I said it off mic, and I'll say it on mic, loud and proud. Hate crimes, not cool. I don't think they're
you're
good.
so brave.
I don't think they're. Thank you.
This is why it's Hot Take Corner with Megan.
Thank you.
It wasn't actually scary until the not cool part.
No one
I said
really
it off
knew.
mic and hate crimes. I was like, where's she going with this?
Yeah, some people just like sat up. We're like, what's Megan about to say?
Waiting for her to stick the landing sometimes. I'm going to zag on you. No, it seems bad. I think we should not let people do them.
Yes, I believe it or not, I agree with that.
I
don't want to
just
get too.
checking.
I don't want to
That's
get
not what
too.
he was saying
All
off mic,
stand up
everybody.
and say, we believe in being against hate crimes. This has been the Beaverton. Good night.
You know what? I'm going to zig when everyone zags. Hi. Listen, every now and then, you got to bang one out. Some people need to be hated. Like, right?
And crimed?
Some people need to be crimed and hated, and sometimes the two come together. Like the peanut butter and chocolate of the Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to join on that, and I'm going to say it's okay to oppress gamers. No one else. It's okay to oppress gamers.
You are doing an amazing thing where your sentence is terrifying until just one extra syllable. It's okay to oppress gamers.
No, gamers.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Also, good use of oppress instead of hate crime.
Well, I can't. If you guys
It's okay to hate crime gamers. Megan MacKay.
put it on a shirt with a little beaver on it.
Guys,
So many people would buy that shirt.
Guys, we're in Time Magazine again. That's an unfortunate one.
Yeah. So we've all taken the brave stance except for Nile that hate crimes are bad, and we've gotten that carrot out of the caveat out of the way.
This is a hat on a hat. But I'm on side with what everyone's saying. But I did look up some of the legislations, the vaguest of the
It's so
vagaries.
vague.
Yeah.
I would hate to be. Well, no, I would love to be a lawyer. But I would hate to be a lawyer who has to deal with, to argue that, because it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me say with absolute certainty, you would not love to be a lawyer. I can say this with absolute certainty.
Grass is greener.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. I think like the vagary of it, it could be a slippery slope to, depending on who's in power. You know, this is now a hate symbol.
Yikes. Yeah.
Which is yikes, exactly. Or this is no longer a hate symbol. Like I remember that thing in again, States is very different, but the thing in the States where they were like, I don't know how it got followed up, but they basically said the swastika is no longer a hate symbol, and that's what we told the Marines or something like that. Like,
Or that's what they
that was a
told
real story.
us.
That was
yeah,
absolutely a real
and
story.
the Marines were like, the fuck? And so I don't know the conclusion to that, but stuff like that. What's to stop that from happening if you put that kind of vague language on it, and what's to stop it being like, oh, this Palestinian symbol, it's a hate crime now, like it's a hate symbol now. I don't like that. I don't like the vague.
Yeah, like the watermelon becomes a hate symbol, the Free Palestine.
exactly.
Like what we saw in the UK was they have it's a different legislation, and as far as I know, this isn't part of this legislation, but essentially they have the ability to make supporting banned groups a crime.
Yes.
And so there's a group that carried out sabotage and graffiti on military installations that were arming Israel in the UK.
No, not graffiti.
And, yeah, well, I know. And they did like actually interfere with equipment and stuff. But anyways, and it was called like, I think Palestine Action or Action Palestine. And so the UK government has this legislation that allows them to just ban them. And not only does it ban the members, and obviously they were also arrested for the actions they took, it also makes any sign supporting them a crime. And so if you were at a rally against Israel's genocide and you held up a sign that said, like, I support Palestine Action, the cops just arrested you. And
Which they did.
Yes, and they did all the time. And like there are videos of like 88-year-old nuns getting like perp walked to a paddy wagon because they held up a sign saying, I support Palestine Action or take action on Palestine or whatever.
That's a little cool.
That's 100% cool.
That's a little cool.
That feels like
two of
half
them,
a
their
cup of
eyes
a
lit
chicken
up.
coming home to roost, if you will. Oh, well, we did finally get one of them in a perp walk. That took some doing. Not the ones we wanted, but, adjacent.
Yeah, we don't know what she was up to in the 70s, in fairness. She was probably doing some bad
Probably
stuff.
aiding and abetting. Yes, no, but what Claire said is a very good point. It's that thing of like, you do want to fail safe and you want to like dummy proof it. Because we're like all like, oh, look at the states and Trump, ha ha ha. Like, I feel like we're a few bad decades away from like
Oh, not even that. But yeah.
discount Trump.
Oof, yeah, I mean that has been a regular fear ever since people like Polyev and Ford burst onto the scene in a post-Trump world, where it's like both of them have very Trumpy tendencies in their own way, and I know their supporters will completely object to that and blah blah blah. But like we're not completely wrong to be concerned that we're just gonna follow in the U.S.'s footsteps 15 to 20 years later, the way we do with a lot of cultural trends.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a good point. I think the knocks on the bill, like the vagueness is a huge one for sure, and it can be interpreted so many different ways. So bad actors can use it in such illegitimate ways. The other one I would bring up is like specifically on the thoughts of like you can't protest outside places of worship. In abstract, I'm saying no one would disagree with that, right? It's like, oh, that's horrible. But the problem is certain places of worship are willingly entering the political sphere, and then when they get backlash for what they do, they go back to like, no, we're just a private religious institution. You can't protest in front of us. So like, if you're in a synagogue that's like, we're just a synagogue, but also, on weekends, we host land sales in illegal settlements in the West Bank, and then people protest outside us, but that's bad because we're a synagogue. It's like you can't have your cake and eat it too on that front. You either willingly enter this public sphere. I'm not saying you shouldn't be hosting land sales in the West Bank. Obviously, I'm not fair of that. But if you're gonna, you have to take the criticism that comes with it. Or if you're just a synagogue that's like, we're just a synagogue and we just represent the Jewish community of Toronto, we have nothing to do, with what's going on in Gaza and the West Bank, et cetera, then of course people shouldn't, there should be a cordoned off section and people should not be harassed on the way in the synagogue. Of course not. And, anyone who would protest outside a synagogue who has nothing to do with Israel is clearly just being anti-Semitic and just blaming Jewish people for what's happening in Israel. So, like, that is totally fair. But when you willingly enter the public sphere, you can't just be like, and then we're going to get back behind the private religious space, safety barrier when people criticize us for it. That's the knock I have on the whole banning protests outside religious institutions. You can't have it both ways. You're either public-facing or you're not.
Yeah, and it's a weird day when I was like, when like someone you're not with brings up a good point, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
That was the Bloc Québécois thing, where it's like, they're all like, you get the vibe of like, okay, I know what you are, but then they brought up the thing about, well, you can use religion for homophobia, and I was like,
Yeah. And people do. They do. Like, yeah.
So then, what do you do there?
Well,
Right? Because you could be like, oh, it's my religion.
Yeah, abortion
damn it,
access too. Like if you're getting money from the Catholic Church to fund anti-abortion groups that are making it more difficult to access abortion in Canada, like that's also an issue. And not being able to go after the people, not go after, I mean, like, peacefully protest the people who are doing that kind of thing.
Hot take corner.
It's the cake making thing in the States all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my religion that says I can't be forced to bake cake. And that's a fair argument. Like, I'm not saying I agree with that, but like a baker being like, it's my private business, I have the right to refuse service, I don't want to make a cake for a gay wedding. You can see the logic there. Whereas it's like, but by the same extent, people who are mad about that should have the right to protest in front and write negative reviews in your business. Freedom of speech and freedom of religion, which is the same part of the same amendment in the U.S., works both ways. Like, you again can't have your cake and eat it too. Ironically, for the baking example. And then the reason. So before we get into the situation with the Bloc is, so right now this law has no supporters in the other parties because the Bloc was objecting on, as you said, because people could bring up religious things. The Conservatives were objecting because, and the National Post has written about this a lot, and similar to what you just said, sort of one of those where I'm not on your side, but I kind of agree with you here. There's all of these vague objectives that this new law would cover are basically covered by our existing laws. It's just the police aren't necessarily enforcing them because they're choosing not to, because it's not worth the hassle, because whatever reason. And so it's sort of similar to when the convoy bombarded Ottawa and everyone was like, well, you shouldn't have needed the Emergencies Act because X, Y, and Z. And then the Trudeau defense was like, yeah, but the cops didn't use those laws to move the convoy out. So we needed the Emergencies Act to force the cops to do what they should have done in the first place. And it sort of feels like that, where it's like, now we're just putting a bunch of vague laws to empower the police to deal with, hate crimes in a way that they're already basically empowered to do. They're just not, or they don't have the resources to do, is probably what the police would say. Is it's, you can't, everyone who's defacing a synagogue or a mosque, you can't, you're not going to catch them all, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the thing, is like, there's kind of no point to these, is I think the conservative position on it. But so the way the Liberals want this passed, obviously, still, because they don't want to see legislation fail. So the political update is that they made a deal with the Bloc, or Sean Fraser, I should say, made a deal with the Bloc to get rid of the exemptions that were in place for religious objections and religious reasons for committing hate crimes. Weird way to say that, but you know what I mean. As we just said, the examples of you can be homophobic if it's your religion, you can be sexist, misogynistic if it's your religion, et cetera, and they want to get rid of those exemptions from the legislation. And Sean Fraser essentially made a deal with them. We don't know the exact details of it yet. Essentially made a deal with them, and everything seemed fine. And then multiple people wrote that he made that deal without blessing of Carney or the PMO, and so the deal was just kind of stalling in committee. And it just looked like a classic liberal fuck up, where it's just left hand didn't talk to right hand, and Fraser thought he had the go ahead and Carney didn't. Sort of like when we banned kneecap, and it was just maybe an MP putting out a front facing video.
This is what my problem would be if I were a politician, which is why I would never be allowed to be one. Which is I would just be making deals, agreeing to things left and right. I'd be like, oh yeah, free university for all, absolutely. Don't tell the prime minister.
100% true, by the way. Luke, she sold me your car before we started.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
I did.
Can I get some stuff out of the trunk first?
Yeah, but make it quick.
Yeah.
I love that Carney has created this energy of just a bunch of guys around him shooting from the hip. It's the best. It's very, he promised to be this, stable force in Canada, and every guy around him's sure, whatever. He's just, not.
the offices
just
of Wolf of
completely
Wall Street.
untethered. Yeah, it's crazy.
Making all the deals. Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to operate that way and, people can just shoot from the hip or whatever, I think we should... I should be able to decide how we use our Patreon money for whatever we want, right?
Ooh.
I'll cut some deals on the
Let's
side.
buy a yacht.
Oh my God.
How much do you think we make from Patreon?
So much.
Also, by the way, we're using it right now. This is what we use our Patreon money for, is this podcast mostly.
But we are podcasting.
Which we love doing.
We are podcasting from a yacht. Full
Yeah, we
disclosure.
Seagulls? That means yacht? Seagulls?
It was unbelievable.
They're often near land.
Yacht.
That's not a bad choice.
Thank you.
I would have gone with more champagne or something like that.
That could be a restaurant. You know what? Let's back to ones, everybody. Let's fix it in post.
Hold on. Who's going to do the ocean sounds? Let's start from the beginning.
I feel like that's audience. Ocean. See, that clears it up.
Yeah,
Ocean.
right there.
Seagull.
Ocean. There we go.
Killed it.
Yes, so anyways, we're very wealthy. We're on a yacht. Continue. Okay, I'll try and get us back on track. Excuse me.
We're off track.
Good luck. We're on a boat and
Yeah.
we have no compass.
The thing it reminded me of is like when you go buy a car and the salesman at the dealer's like, no, I got to talk to the manager. And he goes into the manager's office and he's just fucking not checking
on his
anything.
phone,
Just
scrolling
goes
through
in there,
TikTok.
scrolls Instagram or TikTok for a few minutes, then comes back out and it's like, all right, well, we can do 28.5. And you're like, fuck you. You just made it like, I assume, and I think it's already kind of broken to like, as they did with the banning of Kneecap, Carney will cover Sean Fraser and side with him and not hang him out to dry and be like, oh yeah, we didn't agree to this at all. Our minister negotiating it, our justice minister is a fucking idiot who went off the rails. So I assume that'll be just the same as what they did with Gaspar, where they were like, yeah, no, Kneecap is banned. Yeah. And
Although Sean Fraser's office did say that he was in constant communication with the Prime Minister's office. So,
A lot of that is yelling, though.
oh yeah, broken telephone.
It's full-on Glengarry Glen Ross over there now. You child! It's Al Pacino and Glengarry Glen Ross at the end.
I mean, I could see Carney having a real, like, you know how I got this watch? Energy. Just Alec Baldwin in a one-scene brilliant cameo. Not in the play. I don't know why I need to point that out. I resisted it for like 5 seconds. I was like, don't point it out. Don't point it out. It's not in the play. And then I was like, no, people need to know it's not in the play.
You started sweating. You got uncomfortable.
We
not
saw the
saying
beach
that.
ball of death.
Our
Just
one
scrolling.
theater listener was going to write a very angry email. It's me. I'm the one theater listener.
All those mammoth heads out there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
mammoth, right? Thank God.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, let's say it's mammoth.
Mameds?
Before he went absolutely nuts, when he was just an enjoyable amount of nuts. So I mean, I think that's the latest. Is like they're going to cover up this. If it was a fuck up, and we don't actually know what it was, there was like a reporter who had some kind of source saying it wasn't cleared, but like that they're going to cover it up and probably just do whatever it takes to get the block support because then they get the legislation passed. And again, the legislation being so vague. How it will be used will probably be entirely down to some civil servant writing the regulations that will go along with this bill, and it'll be a complete devil's in the details. We won't really know the impact for months and months and months. So it'll be an interesting thing. We'll try to keep track on it, but the thing is, that's so harder to keep track on than like the legislation passed or didn't pass or whatever, as opposed to like some civil servants written a regulation that said you cannot commit hate crimes means any sign with a watermelon on it is an immediately straight to jail offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where the trick's going to be. So we'll have to see. Well, let's jump over to the. We don't cover a lot of entertainment news on this podcast, but I think this is pretty big, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on it. The battle over Warner Brothers, which also has a very big political element that we'll also talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, Netflix and Warner Brothers, and I know everyone knows the name Warner Brothers, but when we're talking about Warner Brothers, just to be clear, it's HBO, it's CNN, it's Turner, it's like I think
Batman.
well, those are the properties, but thank you.
No, it's
it's
actual
Batman.
Batman.
It's DC.
He's a
it's
guy.
DC.
He's a guy outside of
Warner
it's
Brothers'
Gordon,
parents
it's
were
Robin.
killed by a bat.
They own him.
It's Poison Ivy. It's Bane. It's
Mr. Freeze.
Ra's al Ghul. It's Mr. Freeze. I know more villains than I thought I did. Anyways, it's the Batgirl spinoff that they shelved and never released. But yes, it's a huge, huge movie franchise with. It also has a video game arm. It is one of the biggest studios in the world. It's interesting that it's up for sale because it had an incredible year. I think it set a record this year with it had like the most movies ever that were like completely original, not sequels or franchises, to break like 100 million at the domestic box office, like with Sinners and a bunch of other ones. So I think it also did Barbie last year. Like it's a very big movie studio. So it's insane that and obviously HBO and everything. So it's insane that it's up for sale as a whole, as rather just like keep going, you're doing great. But David Zaslav, the CEO, seems to have fucked it in the business sense. So even though they seem to be doing very well from an armchair expert, I guess
No
they
one
still
likes
need to
that
sell.
man.
No, he's a bad person.
Yes.
But there's worse people involved. So Netflix, who is looking to buy it, and the concern with Netflix is, well, Netflix hates movie theaters. And so for those of us who like going to see things in the theater,
Yeah.
Netflix is just going to take all their stuff and, probably release it in theaters for like a week like they do with Knives Out. And then just, you got to watch it on Netflix and maybe you can rent it on Netflix for a week and then it's just available for all the Netflix subscribers and blah, 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 blah. So it's the death of the movie theater discussion. On the other hand, the other party in play here who has made a hostile takeover bid for I think 30 billion more is Paramount, who are owned by the Ellisons, who are a super right-wing, hardcore Zionist family, who have they own CBS right now, and they're the ones who put Barry Weiss in charge to like make sure 60 Minutes doesn't do any more stories about Gaza or anything, and are way more pro-Trump. And they have a bid in place with the backing of Saudi Arabia and the Kushners kicking in some money. So just like the clusterfuck of like, oh, these are the worst people we could think of.
Jared Kushner is everywhere. How is he everywhere?
He's right behind you.
Huh, yeah.
Just licking his lips. I don't know why.
Ken doll of a man.
Remember when him and Ivanka's the daughter or Ivana's the daughter? Ivanka were like, we're not when Trump got reelected, they were like, we're not coming back like we did in Trump 1.0. We're gonna just stay private citizens, and we don't want the headache of it all. And then like 1 year in, he's like, I'm making so much money off this. I'm getting so much Saudi blood money in my pocket from Trump being president. So the concern there is obviously they're going to turn all of Warner Brothers properties into this super right-wing thing. The biggest one obviously being CNN. Trump hates CNN. And by the way, the reason that's relevant is that Trump, the admin, not himself as person, get to approve whether this merger goes ahead or not because of antitrust legislation. So they have to get the Trump admin sign off, which should nominally be about whether the consumer will benefit or not, or whether this will create a monopoly, and whether it will result in people having to spend more money for this product, the entertainment product. But will, of course, be none of that, and will just be about who is going to flatter Trump the most and who will benefit Trump the most. And, I'm sure there's also a financial side of it, but even just on the political side, the Ellisons have reportedly promised Trump that if they get control of CNN, they will totally change its coverage to be way more favorable of Trump.
They're going to replace Wolf Blitzer with Rudy Giuliani. I can't wait. I'm not going to lie. Kind of can't wait for that one.
I mean,
pants up to his nipples, hand down his pants, just having a time.
Hair dye leaking down his forehead.
no shirt.
Yeah. No shirt. CNN, the No
Tarps
Shirts
off,
Network.
let's go.
Bulletproof now.
Yeah.
He's bulletproof now.
CNN became the naked news. So great.
So weird. The heck?
It's me, the Jules. What's up, everybody?
It's me, the Jules. Here are my jewels.
Just a little. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
So I think I know the answer to this, but let me ask: what's the worst option here?
What's the worst option?
Yeah, well, you got Netflix, who's going to destroy the movie theater business, and the Ellisons, who are going to maybe keep making movies in theaters, but are going to make it a super right-wing company the way they have CBS.
That's
It's probably
the
fair,
worst
because I mean,
option.
come on, how long are movie theaters gonna go?
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
I didn't know
sad.
Ted Sarandos was on the podcast. He's
I mean,
rip off the mask.
Is that a
and be
hot?
like,
Is that a hot take? Okay.
I'm dying on this hill. I'm going to a movie tomorrow in the theaters. It's the greatest thing in the world.
I actually think because of the attitude, like, I don't think movie theaters will die. There might be fewer of them. They might be
Yes.
harder to get to.
Yeah.
But there are so many people who are like, it does not matter. Like, I will pay, $20 to go and see a movie in theaters because of the experience. It's not about the movie. I'll watch whatever shit you throw up there, dude. I have no standards. Could not be clearer about that.
Would you want the Jewels?
I would watch the Jewels genuinely
Just tucking
with some
up the pants and
with
just
some
going off for a couple of hours?
popcorn and a nice crispy Yeah, I would.
And it's not a movie, it's just him on the stage talking to you
You
directly.
could not turn me away from the movie theater. I am begging down Cineplex's door, begging to give them more money. It is crazy. I'm not the only one. There's at least five of us, but I don't think movie theaters will die. That being said, Netflix is evil.
Yes.
They're not good people, and they are very much optimizing art for content, period, full stop. So, not great.
Yeah. There is that whole thing where like the fear of Warner Brothers falling prey to the Netflix algorithm, which is just like, oh, you didn't hit this certain quota, your show is canceled. I will never get over them canceling my Shadow and Bone. I never will. It was one of the most popular shows on Netflix, and they canceled it.
Yeah, but it didn't reach the right taste clusters or whatever that scene from Barry was.
But like I do say, like Paramount, the more we allow these people to descend farther into these controlling the media in this right-wing fascistic way, that's just bad. Bad.
Yes.
For sure. And I think in any other circumstances, Netflix buying, the home of HBO is so disastrous as to make
Correct.
me weep, except for the only worst option, is the Ellisons and Paramount. So it makes Netflix look so good by comparison. Because, like, anytime we're talking to someone and they're, like, describing hundreds of people worked to the bone to make as good as possible, and they're like, it's great content. And you're like, and that's Netflix to a T. It's like, I hate you so much. And that is, and it's not just that you won't be able to go see a movie like Sinners in the movie theater or whatever, but it's also like, what, as you just said, what will the algorithm turn all, like the things HBO makes, and again, I know HBO is a for-profit company. I'm not trying to make it out like it's the greatest art house cinema ever, but like for those of us who were raised on like HBO shows, to think of Netflix executives getting their hands on like the next Barry or the next The Sopranos or the next The Wire and what they would do to those shows is fucking horrifying.
No, yes, it is, and it's like. I think to go back to what you said earlier, there's no need to be selling WB. They're making a buttload of money.
Yeah.
Like, is their money printing machine not printing money fast enough for you? Like, genuinely. And I also, I'm very we should do more entertainment news because I get fired up, baby. But like,
very interesting.
I think that like, what really I really hate mergers like this because it's like these guys are all horny capitalists and you claim to love capitalism, but when the chips are down and you got to do capitalism on hard mode, you're like, I'm scared. I want a monopoly, my shareholders. Like, grow what the fuck up and own your hobbies. Your hobby's capitalism. Get good at it.
Yeah.
Don't be whiny. If you're gonna go out there and monetize fucking everything, you better be good at it and not be like, I'm just gonna buy a guy. It's gonna be easier for my shareholders. Like, get better. Get good.
Yeah.
Get good.
Yes.
Beat them. Don't join them. Fucking beat them.
Why you gotta join him? You were already beating him in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, yeah, you fucked up with the whole it's HBO Go, it's HBO Max, now it's just Max, now it's back to HBO Max.
God.
Yeah, you fucked that up. We didn't really have to deal with that here in Canada, but we saw it from the sidelines. But yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. But like, again, they set records this year for the box office.
But is that selling high before?
You're a movie theater hater over there. You're
if it were up to me, it would be movie theaters forever. But I'm just thinking like, okay, it's a different podcast.
No, this is we're here to talk about
there
it.
is the conversation.
Okay, so novels, film, television, it's all basically dopamine delivery, right? And now the dopamine delivery systems are just getting faster and faster. It's like TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, I could suit up and go down to the theater. Like, we'll do it. But like, if I was raised on TikTok and Instagram, I'm not going. And it's like everything's PG-13 now because we're all mostly not going, right? Like, it's just the kids with the disposable income. So it may be if I'm the head of Warner Brothers, I have no idea who he is, but maybe I'm like, yeah, that's good. We're cutting out. We're quitting while we're ahead. We just had a great fucking year.
It's possible. David Zaslav, who's the head of Warner Brothers, is. I'll go out on a limb and say maybe he's entertainment's biggest moron. Like
Yeah,
he's like not. That's a good point. You make a lot of good points. I don't think those thoughts are. I think they roll off his head like a perfectly.
Oh,
smooth
I'm
brain.
not saying rich people are smart. Let's get that on the record.
He's not.
Too late. I've already posted it.
That like HBO
Steve
Max.
Ballmer, Exhibit A.
No, exactly.
Present.
That like match in HBO Max, and then it's Max, and now it's Go, and now it's whatever. I guarantee Zaslav was just like, I don't know, not allegedly, maybe in my mind, in my fan fiction, maybe he was just doing a buttload of cocaine and was like, we gotta just call it Max. Like, there's no thought going in there that's like, that makes a lot of sense, right?
Oh, but if he's on cocaine, he's not selling, he's buying. I've I've tendered an offer for Netflix and Paramount. What? Yes, and you. Wait, what, me?
Wait, what?
I'm buying all of you.
Me, the reporter? Reporter's acting right now? Yes. Yeah, so that's the Netflix concern. The Paramount concern, as we mentioned, just super right wing. I do want to have a little bit of fun with it, and I want to challenge you guys.
A little more fun.
Tell me how you would turn the following popular WB/HBO properties as right wing as you can. And I have a few here, so I won't just leave you guys out to dry. Let's start with Sinners. Here's mine. The KKK guys arrive early, save everyone from the vampires, and Michael B. Jordan realizes they were the real heroes all along.
Okay.
That's my Sinners pitch.
I had Sinners, still Sinners, but it's a documentary about the dangers of Negro music. It's all just repackaging.
That scene where like the movie the music echoes through time is just so different.
And it's just, you fix it, they're going to quote unquote fix it with a voiceover. That's all it is.
Oh man.
I would just call it White Sinners, but I think that's just Twilight.
Yeah.
So never mind. We won't do that.
All right, next
I feel like
property.
there's a White Sinners joke somewhere in there. Like, I feel like it's right there. We're going to be done the podcast. We're like, ow! White Sinners, that's what I call beep. Anyways, pretend I said something funny.
Next property, House of the Dragon. I have exactly the same, but the dragons are all Mexican.
Okay.
I'd say everybody's white and blonde now, so everybody's just Targaryen.
I went with House of the Grand Dragon.
Oh.
I had to Google to make sure that was what I thought it was, and it is. And now my Google is I can't use it anymore, so that's good.
Now you're on a list somewhere. I had Jared Kushner canceling it because he thinks it has something to do with drag queens. He's just not taking a chance.
Yeah,
It's like,
It does sound like, yeah.
drag.
that does sound like him.
Yeah, that sounds like an
House of
amazing drag club. House
Yeah.
of the Dragon?
Also a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, combination. You could do like dim
Combo?
sum, like
And
drag
drag
dim
queens
sum.
serving dim
Oh
sum
my
and drag.
god! I would crawl over broken glass to go to that House of the Dragon. That
Guys,
sounds amazing.
Let's get off this yacht and open this restaurant.
Come on.
Well, on that note, for Looney Tunes, I have Yosemite Sam calls Bugs Bunny a gooner, excuse me, damn it.
Oh.
For groomer, excuse me, damn it.
No, from the
that
top,
went
from the
so
top.
far different ways.
We didn't hear it. We didn't hear it. Start again. Do it.
No, it's fine. It is what it is.
No, I was going to say Bugs Bunny Does Dragon is immediately canceled because he's trying to turn your kids trans. Immediately.
Yeah.
I have for Looney Tunes, they're just going to run the episodes from like the 50s and 60s, so they don't run anymore. So it's going to be all Pepe Le Pew. And it's just the title's going to be like, She's Into It.
Jesus Christ.
But with a French accent again, She's Into It.
She's into it.
No, that makes me think of one thing that a French guy once said to me in a hostel.
Oh my god!
Like,
Can't be surprised at that. You went where,
What a start.
Let's just let Claire say what it was, and let's not live in this moment.
No. It was just because like the French guys love to hit on you, right? And they're like, and I once asked him, I'm like, guys, like, why are you so freaking persistent? And the guy was like, he took a drag of a cigarette, literally, and was just like, because I'm France, no does not mean no, no means not yet. And I was like, oh, so that is Pepe Le Pew.
Sacre bleu. Oh, good gracious. I had Foghorn Leghorns Rootin' Tootin' Varmint Shootin' Hour, sponsored by Viagra
Oh.
for the right way.
Oh, and the NRA.
The NRA, yeah, the NRA. They paid for those are 6 shooters, I think, that he goes, ka-cha, pa, 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 pa.
I say.
There
Go
you
back
go.
to where you came from. Yeah.
Thank you.
but now it's just AR-10s.
I would watch that probably.
And last one, not on the air anymore, but honorable shout out. Big Bang Theory. Sheldon discovers evolution is fake, and Mayim Bialik gets to talk about Israel every episode for 5 minutes.
Penny's an anti-vaxxer. Leonard is just asking questions about the flat Earth theory, and Raj doesn't talk to women, so he can stay, but he's white now.
I had Christian Bangs theory, but I think I have to explain what that means. Where it's like there's a very specific right wing type of bang that's like really, really like it's like half the head of hair is like to the front and then cut like bangs. When you see it, you know it. But this is a podcast.
Is there a person you could point to that we could visualize? No. Okay.
You just have to feel it.
If you know, you know.
You don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get with it or don't.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, one group of people that I will say before we move on that must be just shitting themselves is Bell Media, who has the exclusive rights to HBO in Canada for now, and what's going to happen to Crave subscribers if HBO is just on Netflix now, and all Crave has is like Shoresy and Letterkenny, which don't get me wrong, good shows. I just don't think they have the same pull in terms of subscribers as HBO shows. So we'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, I would imagine this is all extremely bad news for Bell Media's financial fortunes, which are already not doing great. So we'll see. Well, before we move to our big final, a quick word for you on how you can support the podcast. First of all, if you're listening, thank you so much for listening. If you're listening, you're hearing me, obviously. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, feel free to jump on your app of choice. Leave a review, leave 5 stars, tell a friend, share our video clips, do whatever you can to help us grow this podcast to be even bigger and better than it already is. Yeah, we really appreciate that. And if you are so inclined, you could also sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/thebeaverton. You won't only be keeping the podcast going, you'll be keeping keeping the website alive. And every week you will get an extended cut version of this episode where we talk about a story or stories we didn't cover on the regular episode. This week we chronicled John Rustad's slightly failed attempt to stay in power. And by slightly, I mean extremely failed attempt to stay in power, even after his MLAs pushed him over. We also do some fun behind-the-scenes stuff and do polls on what kind of stories we should cover. Right now we have a very lively debate going on what is the biggest disastrous political party in Canada, provincial political party, I should say. The BC Conservatives at last check were leading, followed by the Ontario Liberals, I think. And then only 9%, for the Quebec Liberals, which tells me we don't have enough Francophones on our Patreon. So if you're a French Canadian listening to this and want to get the Quebec Liberals numbers up for what a disastrous clusterfuck they've been, feel free. Also want to, and this is all from Ian, so shout out to Ian for sending this along, but want to thank some of our new Patreon supporters, Elaine Briere, who I was actually emailing with just today, Blake Cram, Peggy Shanks, and some of our OG supporters, Letitia L., Robert Buchler, and Matt M. Thank you all for joining. Quick shout out to the guy who I'm apparently in a debate with, Gregory Craig, who is threatening to fight me in a few months once it's not so cold in Alberta right now. We are coming in January, Gregory. Show up to the show, and after the podcast, we can have a little tussle in the snow.
Fight him. Yes, I will moderate.
Moderate the fight?
Yes.
I don't think you know how fights work.
No. I said what I said, Niall. I said what I said. Yeah. It's a political fight.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm going to moderate the shit out of it.
Well, look forward to Claire discovering what moderating a fist fight looks like with me and Gregory Craig. Again, if you want to check out the show, The Beaverton at Winterruption, winterruptionyeg.com. Just one last thing on the Patreon. You can currently get 75% off your first month with promo code THRIVE2025. And thank you so much. And now it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz. Brought to you by Time.
Every week I ask our panel to play the approximately 10-minute long quiz where I put their knowledge of some less widely reported news stories to the test. Panel, our first question. The U.S. recently passed a no tax on tips law. Now the IRS is said to be carefully watching a certain kind of worker to see if they qualify for the tax exemption. What content are they checking out so extensively?
Airline pilots. They're all commission-based down there, by the way. Don't fly in the U.S.
Supreme Court members' bribes.
Ooh.
But they're not bribes.
If they declared them, that would be a good one. Yeah.
I think I know the actual answer to
Please.
this. I'm going to go for the whole pig hat trick and say sex workers or OnlyFans.
Specifically OnlyFans, yes.
Okay.
You are 100% correct. The issue is, so they, classic U.S., right? Of course, they wanted to shame sex workers. So they specifically said sex workers do not qualify for the tax deduction. So if they get tips, they have to pay taxes on it if they declare it. But OnlyFans obviously has pornographic content, but it also has non-pornographic content. So the IRS is now, according to the New York Times, is now going to have to review every OnlyFans creator who declares tips content to see if they meet the category of pornography. You know, it's like the Supreme Court famously said, I don't know how to define pornography, but I know it when an accountant employed by the Internal Revenue Service sees it. So that's the system now. I mean,
Famous quote.
It's not quite as witty as the original, but it works. So now there's going to be, I don't know, an army of guys at the IRS being like, I'm looking at OnlyFans for work. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, babe, I swear I'm only on OnlyFans for work.
I mean, I think the big change will be that now they'll be able to say, I'm only looking at it for work. They're already doing it.
Yeah, apparently it's, I did not realize this was in the story that it's like, I think like OnlyFans creators have generated like $4 billion or something in taxes this year alone. Like it's something crazy how much, and that's like declared income. Like that's not even just like what they're making. And that's actually the money going to the government. So yeah. So anyways,
what
point
are
to
we
make
doing
on
on
that.
this fucking yacht, guys? Let's get an OnlyFans going. This is bullshit.
Hey, you can do nude stuff on Patreon too. Just throwing it out there. If you want to get our numbers up now, send me some
All right,
pics.
so listeners, poll.
No, please.
Whose feet do you
This
want
will
to
make me
see?
so sad. This is like just participation in grade 3 all over again. I can't do it again. I've done so much therapy, guys.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, we'll put up that poll next week. Next question. A $19,000 Faberge egg was recently stolen from a jewelry store in New Zealand. The thief had a rather simple but effective way to try and hold on to the egg, even as he was pursued by police. What was it?
It was up his butt, wasn't it?
No.
What? I had butt.
You could, like, while running from the police,
Just
he
shove
took
it right
a
up
Faberge
there.
egg.
Don't kink shame me. I've said it before.
An unlubed Faberge egg.
Yeah.
I never said it was unlubed.
You don't know.
I read between the lines of the story.
He can't
not
prepare.
No, he's seen my OnlyFans. It wasn't.
Okay, wait.
But I'm crushing.
I hope you
tips.
declared those tips that I gave you.
I know what you're fishing for here, Luke.
Yes.
Carton, spoon, omelet. This what you wanted? You wanted filthy egg jokes? Is that what freaking little breakfast egg cup? Ovary. Is this what you wanted?
How would any of these help him get away from the cops?
Because he's holding them in a little egg cup from breakfast, a little breakfast egg
that's
cup.
nice.
Is this the filth you wanted for the podcast? You wanted me
Yes.
to name a bunch of egg things?
That and nudes from Nile on the Patreon are the two things I want. Tasteful nudes.
Oh, wait, I got one. Did he slip it in where his fake eye's supposed to be?
Oh, excellent. Wonderful guess.
Oh,
that's
that's going
sadly
in a
more fun than
script
real story.
somewhere.
It's
Real
gotta
story
be.
isn't
He
Saturday.
put it in some hole.
Yes.
Oh, wait, it's
You just
that?
haven't named the right hole.
Yeah, he swallowed it.
He
didn't
swallowed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I kind of, when he said on the
did
butt, I
I-
was like, yeah, other end.
How
Yes.
big
Why
was
would he
this
go
thing?
up the butt when he could just swallow it?
If you have to ask, Luke, Jesus, live
Yeah.
a little.
in a jewelry store, just dropping trout. Oh, God.
I mean, you like the confidence you would have in your butt to be like, this will be quicker.
It's also like they're less likely to intervene.
Well,
If someone's eating
But
a
once it's
Faberge
in-
egg, they'll be like, hey.
Yeah.
If I'm dropping my pants, they're like, oh,
What's this
I'm going to
guy-
go get a manager.
Yeah.
And by that
Yeah.
time, you're in.
You're
well,
like,
And it's in.
yeah. Well,
this guy has a vision. I want to see how this plays out. What's he
Guys, I'm holding 3 Faberge Egg eggs right now.
great.
How do you think you can afford this yacht?
Isn't that what Gwyneth Paltrow told you to do?
She did.
Sounds right.
yeah. Well, butts do factor in because the police noted they have recovered. They arrested the guy and they have recovered which was I'm using the official quote: recovered in a natural manner, aka he shot it the fuck out. So
How big was this thing?
I don't have the specific size. It does include 60 white diamonds and 15 blue sapphires. It opens to reveal an 18-karat gold miniature octopus. It is called the Octopussy Egg after the James Bond film that inspired it. The story noted he passed it in a natural manner. It did not note how painful it was.
I was gonna say,
to
what
pass
if it opened inside of you? What happens?
Then you got two?
You got an octopus inside
two.
you.
You got two.
You got to?
You got two.
Do octopus lay egg or octopus give birth like horse?
They
I
lay
think.
eggs,
do
I
they?
believe.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure.
What?
What? They give. I didn't know.
Yeah. You know what? But I'm making that up. I don't know.
I have no idea. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess I'll never know because
Guess we'll
I
never know what
can't Google
happened to this
anymore.
guy.
I think what
now I
they do
wanna
is
know.
they eat the egg. And then they pass it. That's how they
Oh,
give
and then
birth.
a little octopus comes out.
And then they support it from OnlyFans money.
That's adorable.
Their feet pics are amazing.
They've got so many of them.
It's a lot.
Great.
Our next question. The Olympic ice hockey rink in Milan is scheduled to be completed just before the games start in February. However, journalists who just got their first look at the new rink noticed something was a bit wrong with it. What was it?
The ice is at a 45-degree angle, which I would watch the shit out of.
Hell
By
out
the
of
way,
that.
can you imagine like trying to skate uphill?
Connor
would make
McDavid
me a hockey
struggling with all his
person.
might.
Yeah, that would. Or if you had it like on a platform that went back and forth, guys.
Oh my
we're
God,
brainstorming.
we're
Let's make some
fixing
money.
sports.
Yeah.
God, this is almost as good as our baseball with
Yes.
swords and guns.
I feel like we should be inventing sports.
I think we should.
Yes. I agree. I mean, my thought was they just made it to Italian, but I like this path where it's on a tilt-a-whirl
I
situation.
need to know what a two Italian hockey rink
No,
looks
you
like.
absolutely
I
do
don't
not.
know. Can I? It's not Italian.
The ice is better than I saw.
All the sticks are breadsticks.
Okay, we're all friendly about me. Okay, a pizza pie. There we go. I got it. I just want to make. Some people are like, you can't do an Italian accent. I'm like, I think I can.
I think we
actually.
can.
I think I can.
I think I do it great.
My brain, I thought of like coming up with a genuinely funny answer for this, and my brain just went, it's full of snakes. So that's going to be my answer. It's full of
Full of
snakes.
snakes. Yep. No.
Yep.
Does anyone know the real answer?
Yes.
Made
Yeah.
it with blood by accident. instead of water. Whoops.
It's like the scene in Blade where the blood comes up but on the ice.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like it.
That was my other thought.
Claire, the real answer?
Yeah, it's not the right size.
It is too short. Yes.
it's
So
not
point to
NHL
Claire.
size.
So normally Olympic hockey rinks are much bigger than NHL rink, especially wider, but also longer. So the game on an Olympic size rink usually favors more speed and skill as opposed to like grit and forechecking the way the NHL game is played. But this one is not only not Olympic size, it's 4 feet shorter than an NHL size standard rink, which I was like, how are they going to do that? And so what they're going to do is the zones, like the offensive zones for each team will be the same, and the neutral zone will just be real teeny
God.
tiny. So it's just going to be like, as soon as you get out of your zone, you're in the next team's zone. So I don't know if this was just an Italians don't care about hockey thing or the mobs like stole the materials. I don't know. But like,
Just stole all the ice.
yeah, stole the ice, and they only left them enough boards. I don't know, but like it's true. It's one of those ones like at a certain point they were literally like asking NHL players like, "Do you still want to go?" And they were like, "Yeah, we'll still go." But it was one of those things where everyone's just like, "How the fuck did this happen?" This is like all you have to do is Google NHL ice size or Olympic ice size, and you had. I don't know when they got the Olympics, but let's assume it was over a decade ago. You had a decade to design this thing, and you designed it the wrong size. Truly phenomenal. Point to Claire on that one. Our last question. Complete the headline. I'm going to read your headline. It's missing some words. Feel free to fill it in for me. Ontario man charged with assault using...
Boyish charm. They'll never convict me.
It's Ontario politics, so I'm going to say a bike lane.
Ontario man charged with... Oh, fuck. Hold on. Blah, blah. Ontario man charged with assault using a pepper. There it is. There's
He
the
made
point.
him eat a really spicy
There's
pepper?
the point. Yeah, using a pepper.
I like it.
No, because it's like salt and pepper. You guys, come on. Can we get our thinking caps on before I tell a joke, please?
I'll work on it.
Oh, it's turned on the audience.
I will give, unless someone knows the real answer, I will give a quick clue for guessing purposes, which is
Sure.
think winter.
Ice skate.
Snowball.
Good guess, no. But snow, yes.
What? So not ball shape, but snow.
Avalanche.
I don't normally do these hints where you all just have to guess.
No, this
I
is
guess I'll just
fun.
tell the answer.
Snow plow? No. Let's go for 30
Animal,
minutes guessing.
mineral, vegetable. What is it? No, this is great.
Snowplow is a good.
Snowball's a good guess. That'd be a very justifiable one. This one's pretty dumb.
Ski.
Ontario man charged with assault using snowblower. And to be clear, he did not like hit someone with a snowblower or shove their hand in the snowblower. He just shot snow at someone.
Oh my God.
And the guy, like, obviously that's not nice. Don't do that. I think they were neighbors and they hated each other. And I'm not saying do that, but also like, just move out of the fucking way, man. Like he so clearly was like, I'm gonna let you hit me, and then I'm gonna call the cops. And it's just like, so he just stood there. I got a bunch of snow shot at him, and then called the cops, and this guy got busted and is facing criminal charges for shooting snow at someone.
I mean,
So-
I don't think that's funny after what happened to Jeremy Renner.
That was a snow plow.
And he got run over.
It was still tender in my heart.
Yeah. Well, hop on the Jeremy Renner app, and you can talk about that.
We almost lost Hawkeye. Okay?
But apparently Jeremy Renner's kind of a piece of shit, so...
Wow. Shots
You
fired.
know, we'll see.
No, there was a news story about how he threatened to call ICE on his girlfriend.
Yes, there was that story.
Wow.
I don't think he's a good person. It was still hilarious that he got run over by a snowplow.
Jeremy, you make it hard for me every day, brother. Sorry. Why you make it hard for me every day, dude? Just be normal. Just be normal.
Gotta let go.
I did like.
It's time.
This was the only time where I was like, because I heard the girlfriend story, and then I heard, I think it was an earlier story, but I heard the story of him being like, after he got run over with the snowplow, Disney only offered him half as much money for the second season of Hawkeye because
They're like, we
he
got
was
him
a
in a-
snowplow boy.
We got him in a corner now. He's incapacitated and seriously wounded.
He's professionally incapacitated.
He can't shoot those arrows no more. He got snowplowed.
Oh my God. Good corporation.
All right. Well, I think our winner on that one was Claire Blackwood. Congratulations.
Ooh, thank you.
As always, you've won absolutely nothing save for the right of first plug. What would you like people to know about?
I have a Patreon for my comedy. It's Claire Blackwood Comedy. Or you can search The Very Unfunny Leftist. And then I'm on Blue Sky at Claire Blackwood.
Wonderful. Megan MacKay?
I thought of another egg thing, Humpty Dumpty Wall. And also you can find me on Blue Sky at MMMEGAN. Humpty Dumpty Wall. He wasn't, they never said
he had a great fall.
They never said he was an egg in the poem.
That's true.
Think
That's
about
true.
it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
true.
from the illustration.
Yep.
And the idea of putting him back together again was confusing if he was not
Well, you
some
can
kind
pop
of
off an
shell.
arm or whatever. Like if you, a tall wall. Anyway, Nile.
No, let's finish this.
What else could he be?
I have a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, Comedians and Dungeons Getting Dragons, which is was recently nominated for a Canadian Podcast Award. And I have a good news podcast called Total Annihilation, if you want a little existential chaser.
On Total Annihilation, did you talk about the good news that your other podcast got nominated for a Canadian Podcast Award?
Oh my God. The bestest news of all.
Yes, check out those. Follow Claire's Patreon. Check out Megan's egg-based Blue Sky account. And if you want to check out our live show, you can go to the Edmonton Winterruption website. Follow us on the Beaverton Patreon. And, of course, subscribe to our newsletter, beaverton.com/newsletter, if you want the best of our stuff delivered to you every weekend, except long weekends. I don't bug you then. Talk to you next time.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Rivamy in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.